The answer is yes. You're actually able to go out and buy multifamily apartments using zero of your own dollars. I've done it personally. I've helped hundreds of other people do it as well, and I'm gonna be breaking down the exact steps for you to go out and start buying multifamily with none of your own money. And make sure you stick with me throughout the entire video, because after we go through the steps, I'm actually gonna be showing you a real 16-unit apartment complex that was bought inside of our community for $1.7 million, and the investor used zero of his own dollars, and you are not going to want to miss it. Step number one is going to be learning what a great deal is and knowing how to make profits in the business and how everything actually works, so that way you can identify what a home run deal looks like. And then secondly, you're going to be networking. This is massively important when you try to jump into multifamily real estate. It is a team sport. It is not something that you go out and try to do by yourself. You'll be networking with investors and potential partners that are looking to invest into deals. So now moving into step number two, because you got fundamental education and you know what a great deal is, and you've been networking and building up your potential partners, step number two is taking all of the information that you just learned and applying it by going out and finding a great deal. So the two spots that you should be looking to start at while trying to find multifamily deals is you're going to go to number one, CREXI.com, CREXI.com. This is completely free. It's like the Zillow, but for commercial real estate. And all you're going to do is go to the website and just filter out by multifamily for sale in your backyard. And immediately you're going to start looking at multifamily apartments for sale right this second. Now that's for on-market deals. And then the second place that you're going to go is free Facebook groups, or join other paid communities that have wholesalers that are trying to wholesale off-market multifamily apartments directly to investors. That would be you. You are the end investor. Now moving into the third step, which is going to be underwriting or analyzing the numbers to determine what price you can actually pay for these assets. And more importantly, within the underwriting, you're going to be structuring the deal between you for finding it and making it a passive investment for an investor, and the investor who's putting up the money to actually fund the deal. One of the most important pieces that most investors miss out on. And so within the third step, putting together a projected business plan of what you're going to do to the said apartment complex and make it more profitable, make it more valuable. And then with all the potential profits that you can generate, then you would split it between the investor and you, or you doing the work and the investor providing the funding. And then that moves us into step number 4, which is to submit the offer and present it to the investor for a potential partnership. And this is why having access to investors and knowing exactly how to underwrite and structure these deals is absolutely necessary if you want to go out and buy multifamily. And so you do these 4 steps over a long enough period of time, you will end up closing on a multifamily deal using very little, if any, of your own money. I've done this, and hundreds of people inside of our community have done this as well. So quick recap of all 4 steps: learning and networking. By the way, if you want help with this and you're looking for access to both the education to start learning, or you're looking for access to investors to potentially partner with, make sure you check out the links down below in the description. You can join our community and we help you with all of it and actually help you close deals. So you're learning and you're networking, you're getting started in the business, then you go out and you start finding these home run deals, whether it's CREXI or off-market opportunities. Then when you get the opportunities presented to you, you start going through and underwriting it and analyzing the business plan to put together a proposed structure to an investor with proposed profits. And by doing that, you then take the next step, which is to submit the offer, present it to the partner, and hopefully they award the deal to you and you can actually get it closed. Now let's actually move into a real example. Like, it's great seeing it in step-by-step format, and it's like you probably understand how you can take action. I want to show you the actual end result of all of this coming together. And so a member inside of our community, the Deal Room, actually closed this deal by finding it and raising over $600,000 from one individual investor who also just so happens to be in the Deal Room. So make sure you do check out the links in the description. The deal is a 16-unit multifamily apartment apartment complex. The member bought it for $1.7 million of a purchase price. They paid $1.7 million. And you're like, how do I buy a $1.7 million deal with none of my own money? This is how. So of the $1.7 million purchase, this is the breakout of it. They got a $1.2 million loan. And again, in commercial real estate, the loans are based on the income of the asset and not the individual person, not your personal income or your personal credit score. It's all based on the rents and the asset's income and not yours. So they got a $1.2 million loan. And then this is the tough part that everybody has an issue with, which is the down payment. If you don't have any money, how do you buy this deal? You don't need the money. You need the commitment and you need a community of partners that you can raise money from. And so this $600,000 came from one investor, just one individual investor. And the reason that they invested into the deal was because of how profitable this opportunity is. Not only in the cash flow, but the future value that they're able to create at the property. So because of all the potential profits and not really having to do any of the work, they invested into the deal that the member found. And so the way that this deal was structured was they did a 70-30 profit split. So 70% of all the profits goes to this one investor, and then 30% of the profits goes to the individual who found the deal. Again, he didn't put in a single dollar of his own money, and he gets to own 30% of a $3 million asset when it's said and done. So he'll get paid cash flow every single month, again, without putting any money in the deal, and he gets hundreds of thousands of dollars once the project has been completed. And the investor, for putting in $600,000, gets 70% of all the cash flow and 70% of all of the profits made at the sale or the refi. And they don't have to do a lot of the work that's required. This is how multifamily investors are going out and actually buying deals using none or very little of their own money. And I could give you countless examples of not only deals that I've personally done using very little of my own money, but also investors and community members inside the deal room coming together and partnering on deals to get them closed. I'm telling you, anybody throughout the entire country can actually go out and make it happen. You just have to follow the simple 4-step formula and have access to the right community. So again, if you want any help with this, we run a community called the Deal Room where we're closing deals across the entire country. In every city we have members in closing deals, and for only $67 a month, you're able to get access to our weekly calls and get access to the same investors that are funding these deals as well as the deals that I'm doing too. So make sure you check it out. All the links are down in the description, and hopefully you found value throughout this video. If you did, make sure you drop a like, comment down below what specific questions you have. And with that being said, I will see you in the next video.